Welcome to this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. I'm your host, Dr. Marshall Kamena. Joining me today is Mayor John Marchand from the City of Livermore. Welcome, Mayor Marchand.
Always a pleasure to be here, Marshall.
And I'm always excited about your Mayor's Choices. I'm wondering what you'd like to cover today in Mayor's Choice.
Well, so we have the Tri-Valley Cities Coalition. We have a lot of similar concerns here in the Tri-Valley, so we have this group and we advocate as a region. So we go back to Washington, D.C., we've talked about that. And so yesterday, the Tri-Valley Cities Coalition went to Sacramento, and we were advocating for issues that were of importance to all the cities here in the Tri-Valley. One of the things that we talked about was SB 922, and this is about how cities can be reimbursed for fees that are actually impacting our community, specifically how we maintain our roads and streets. So this is a fee that we put on with the, in this case, it was on our garbage rates and our sewer rates, because obviously these large trucks, as they go around our streets to pick up the garbage, it damages the streets, because these trucks are so big, are so heavy. So we include in our garbage rates a fee to reimburse the city for the street damage. So SB 22 ensures that we can continue to realize these fees because there have been recent legal actions that have tried to identify these as taxes. Well, it's not a tax, it's a fee. Mm-hmm. So SB 22 is something that'll help our cities to maintain our roads. Livermore roads are in very good condition. We had the pavement condition index, and anything in the 70s is considered good. We're about 74, 75, so we're in good shape. This ensures that we can maintain our roads and keep them in that good shape. Similarly, we were up there as a coalition to talk about AB 1383. And this is an assembly bill that's proposed. Now, when I first came into office, a number of cities were facing pension costs that were over $100 million underfunded. Well, we've since been able to climb back out of that hole because of an action called PEPRA. This was the Public Employment Pension Reform Act, and this has allowed cities to more normalize the pension costs that we all realize. So
that was a big deal.
It was a very big deal. PEPRA made a big difference, and so now this AB 1383 wants to go back and increase the pension costs to cities. So we as a coalition were talking about how this may be supported by some factions. It'll be very harmful to cities by increasing these pension costs. In fact, Danville was talking about how their burden was so great that they would have had to sell all of the assets, sell all of the fire equipment and the stations, and the taxes would only go to pay for the employees that had already retired.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is something that's not a good idea, so we went back there as a coalition to talk about it. We also talked about e-bikes, how some of them e-bikes, as you know, they're class 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
There are some bikes that look like a class 1 because they have pedals. The pedals are fake. They actually don't do anything. So
They're doing this on purpose.
Yes, the manufacturers are making these things to make them look like e-bikes when actually they're e-motorcycles. There are decals that you can have that identify by color, which e-bike it is. Well, you can go to a website and get any color you want to make your bike look like anything, but what it actually is. Recently, and the problem is the state regulates motor vehicles. The cities don't rank them or register them. But recently I was going down Holmes, And here were two kids, two about 13, 14-year-old kids. One was on an e-motorcycle, and the other was on just a regular bicycle. They were doing 40 miles an hour down Holmes. The kid on the e-motorcycle had his foot on the rear peg of the bicycle, and they were pushing themselves along at 40 miles an hour, no helmets. So we're looking for e-bike and e-motorcycle regulations coming out of Sacramento as well. So we're all talking as a region about how important it is to get regulations around this to protect the lives of children and seniors, because they're at risk as we're all trying to go down the sidewalks. And they're called sidewalks for a reason and not side rides. And I think we've all seen kids going down the sidewalk at 30 miles an hour on these e-motorcycles.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so we're working together as a region to advocate for things that will help out our region.
That's really good information.
Oh, certainly.
Now, recently the vice mayor and the city manager together participated in the Arbor Day event, and I wonder if you can tell us about that event and its 17-year history in Livermore. 17
years, and for 32 years we have had the designation of a tree city. So I think that's, so we've had the Arbor Day celebration, and actually now that I think about it, I have been at every one of those. The only one that I missed was this last Friday when I was actually out of town.
Oh, the first one when you were a teenager.
You're very kind. But for 17 years, I've helped Rudy plant those trees for the second and third graders here in Livermore.
No kidding.
But we've been a tree city for 32 years. And as I said, we plant this tree in honor of the city's second graders. Since 2022, we've planted a native valley oak tree in the Spring Valley open space. And pardon me?
That's a good lasting tree?
They're the oak trees that have been here for generations, the native valley oaks. And every tree is marked with a sign honoring the second graders that were in second grade at that tree's planting. So this is something we've done every year.
And that's thoughtful?
It is, and the kids get a real kick out of it because they can say, this tree was planted when I was in the second grade. So we're recognizing them and encouraging that people plant trees. It's part of the urban forest. And these are native trees. You know, when you go out, these are what you see in Sycamore Grove and up in our hills.
That's very interesting. Maybe that'll stimulate generation after generation to stay here.
Well, and we also, if you know, behind the library, we have Luna, who was the tree that the sapling or the seed that went around the moon on the Artemis Project, and now we've got Luna is planted behind the library.
That's incredible. I call this next question saving water and saving money. We seem to be, we being Livermore, at the forefront of helping the environment, the residents and businesses save water and money. Tell us where we can find out how to change our landscaping, reduce our water usage, and possibly get a rebate.
Well, very good. If you recall, Livermore was the state leader in the 2015 drought when we would reduce the flow, reduce the number of fountains in our downtown. Livermore saved 43%. We conserved 43% during that drought, and we were the leader. We were the #1 conservation city in the entire state. The main thing is awareness. You know, as you know, this year our snowpack is 18% of normal, and the snowpack is what, as it melts, that's what goes in to fill our reservoirs. So 18%, that's very worrisome. As I said, most of this is awareness. 50% of the water usage that we use in our homes is for outside irrigation. It's for our lawns and our trees. So we can conserve water by having drip irrigation. for our plants, for having targeted irrigation systems, timing irrigation systems, that the irrigation systems don't spray out onto the sidewalks or on the hardscape. We have 50% of the water that's used indoors is in the bathrooms. So people are using showers, the toilets. So if you take shorter showers, you can save a lot of water there as well. Money savings can also be realized with water-saving fixtures, faucets, shower heads, all of those things. Running your dishwasher on only when it's full. Those are things that can save money.
A lot of them seem to be common sense, but you don't know to think of it.
As I often say, common sense isn't. So people can go to our website and find money-saving opportunities, how to work with the City of Livermore, or also Cal Water for rebates. So there's a number of ways that you can find out more information on our websites. And businesses can do the same thing as well.
That's what I was going to ask you.
They can also go online and find ways to save money. Something as simple as the flapper valve in the toilet tank. Sometimes you may realize that there are these phantom flushes. All of a sudden the toilet flushes on its own. Well, what's happening is there's a leak in that flapper valve, and it gets to the point where it triggers the flush, and so these phantom flushes can be indicator that the flapper valve's leaking.
Who would have thought of it?
Well, I do.
Right. Well, thank you very much. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back soon on this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. We are here talking with Mayor John Marchand from the City of Livermore. The month of May celebrates Bike Month and this wonderful acronym, AANHPI Heritage Month. Let's start with Bike Month. Does the city have many bike trails, and where could we find information about them?
Certainly. Well, actually, we have all kinds of bike trails, and we've got dedicated bike trails, and we actually have some new ones that just went up by Costco that are separated bike lanes. So there's actually a median that separates the traffic from the bike lanes. So it's
I just noticed that recently.
Yeah, well, and that's like the gold standard for safety.
Mm-hmm.
So we have about 40 miles of bike trails here in Livermore for the City of Livermore. And of course, you also have the Livermore Area Recreation and Park District, LARPD. They also have bike trails. So we have, you can go to livermoreca.gov, and there are actually maps of the trails. You can pull up bike trails, and the website will display a map of the different types of bike trails that we have. We have dedicated bike trails, shared roads, and bikes. So you can pull that up. We also are working with the Bike East Bay, and we've got Bike to Wherever Day coming up. We've had that for a number of years.
That's the name of it?
Bike Wherever Day, and we have 4 energizing stations in Livermore. This is going to be on May 14th, so it's right around the corner. As I said, we partner with Bike East Bay, offering workshops at the Civic Center Library at different times throughout the year to help both drivers and bicyclists to learn how to navigate and travel and share the roads, so they can go to the library website, library.livermoreca.gov. And there's going to be a number of opportunities presented on the library website on some of these workshops with Bike East Bay. And so as far as electric bikes, we just talked about that a little bit earlier with the e-bikes. And of course, E-bikes and e-motorcycles have different power standards, and some are allowed on trails, some are not. We follow, here in Livermore, we follow California bicycle and e-bike laws. Class 1 and Class 2 e-bikes are typically allowed on most bike trails, while Class 3 e-bikes are not. They're not permitted on shared use trails. So people should always check the signage for specific trail routes and ride at the safe speeds, particularly around pedestrians, because these are shared trails with cyclists as well. So make sure you understand the rating and make sure that you follow all the laws, because those are designed to protect both pedestrians and cyclists.
Well, Asian American is upon us. Asian American, Native Hawaiians, and Pacific Islanders. That's a long thing to say, isn't it?
It is.
And there are several events planned for that. Can you tell us about a few?
Certainly. So this is, the acronym is AANHPI Heritage, and that's for Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
It just rolls off your tongue.
It is a mouthful. So there's all kinds of really cool, engaging community programs that we've got. Most of these are through the Livermore Public Library. But they will be at all 3 sites. So we're going to have programs at Springtown, programs at the Civic Center Main Library, and also at the Rincon Library. Livermore is fortunate because we actually have 3 libraries when a number of our communities around us only have 1. So we have these programs throughout the city. There are cultural hands-on experiences, such as the Filipino Banag drawing workshop that highlights traditional weaving patterns. There's also a Chinese calligraphy program where people can learn how to create their own artwork. As you know, my wife Sue is a calligrapher,
yes.
And calligraphy truly is an art form.
No doubt.
And the Chinese and the Japanese make it even more so. The library is also welcoming authors from the AANHPI community, the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities, including a children's author-illustrator meet and greet, and a literary conversation with an acclaimed novelist, offering opportunities to hear personal stories and individual perspectives at Springtown, Rincon, and the main Civic Center libraries. For families and younger participants, there are interactive and programs like a K-pop themed celebration with crafts and activities, along with take-home crafts that highlight the contributions of Asian American innovators. Altogether, these events reflect Livermore's commitment to celebrating the rich cultural heritage and contributions of the AANHPI communities. For details and times, community members are encouraged to check the Livermore Public Library website, again, at library.livermoreca.gov.
Can you remind us again about some of the other great events coming up, like the light bulb event and the 150th celebration and the rodeo?
Certainly. So the first one is coming up, May 28th is my State of the City. That's going to be at the Robert Livermore Community Center from noon to 1:30. It's hosted by the Chamber of Commerce. And for more information or to purchase tickets, you can visit the Chamber website at livermorechamber.org. And again, that's May 28th. It's, as you know, I always have a lot of fun with that and hope that the audience does as well. We've also got some other events coming up. This is the 100th anniversary of the incorporation of the city of Livermore, where Livermore actually became a city in 1876 on April 1st. No fooling. But on April 1st, we were incorporated, so Livermore went from a town to being a city when we were incorporated. And I'm very proud that William Mendenhall was its first mayor, and we have been a long line and history of that. So we've also got, we'll be kicking that off, the 150th anniversary of the incorporation of the city on my State of the City address on May 28th. We also have on June 6th, Saturday, from 10 to 2 p.m. At Fire Station number 6 on East Avenue, just down from the Robert Livermore Center. We'll be celebrating the 125th anniversary of the light bulb, the longest continuously burning light bulb in the world. It's in the Guinness Book of Records. It's also in Ripley's Believe It or Not. And it's been burning continuously, as I said, for 125 years at 2 different fire departments. First one was on 1st Street, and now we're down on East Avenue. It's been burning for 125 years. The 108th running of the Livermore Rodeo is going to be during June 13th and 14th. Starting with the Livermore Rodeo Parade on the 13th.
Isn't that a nice parade?
It really is. And we have the Wells Fargo stagecoach out there. And we also have the running of the rodeo will be down at the rodeo grounds on June 13th and 14th. And then June 26th at Livermore Plaza, we'll have the 150th celebration of Livermore. So we'll be finalizing the details on that. But June 26th, 150th celebration of Livermore becoming a city, Livermore Plaza in the heart of our downtown. So lots of great things going on, the rodeo, the light bulb, and Livermore itself.
Do you have any last statements you might want to mention? Livermore
continues to be a remarkable community because of the people that live and work here.
Isn't that true?
It is.
Thank you for being here today, Mayor Marchand, and thank you for watching this edition of Mayor's Report Livermore. Join us for the next episode of Mayor's Report right here on Tri-Valley TV. I'm Dr. Marshall Kamena, and I thank you for joining us.